Hi all, my name is Maria. I'm a face yoga teacher, an Ayurvedic practitioner, and a co-founder of Magical Medicine. And today I'd like to debunk some common myths about face yoga. One of the most common questions I get is, can face yoga create facial wrinkles? And the truth is, yes, it can. It can create new facial wrinkles if it is practiced incorrectly. So when we do face yoga, we have to be really cautious not to create any extra folds or wrinkles. We need to hold the skin with our hands and especially when doing the exercises. When we're doing massages, then yes, the skin can, you can have some folds, but when we're doing the exercises, we definitely should hold the skin and prevent any extra creases from formation. So the truth is, anything, absolutely anything, if not practiced correctly, can cause damage. So in the same way, face yoga is a tool, and you can use it to improve your face and your facial features. And if used correctly, face yoga is effective and helps to smooth the facial wrinkles. But if used incorrectly, unfortunately, it's true that it can create new facial wrinkles. Truth of myth number 2. You need to move your face as little as possible to prevent aging. And the truth is, it's not true. It's if you stop moving your face, then the muscles actually start to atrophy, they lose its shape, they stop pulling on the bone, the bones also start to degrade. We need to use the muscles of the face, but we need to use them wisely. Imagine, for example, if your shoulders if you can't move your shoulders up at all, well, that's not normal, is it? You want to move your shoulders up and down. But if your shoulders are constantly like that because of stress, they are constantly pulled up, that's not normal. So you don't want to inject Botox into your shoulders. You just need to do exercises and stretches in order to correct the problem. So the exercises will be just to place the shoulders into the correct position, and then the stretches will help to stretch those muscles and help them relax. So absolutely same thing we do with our facial muscles. We strengthen them with exercises performed correctly, of course, without creating any folds or wrinkles. And then we also do massages or relaxing, smoothing exercises to stretch those wrinkles and return them into the physiological state of balance. So no, it's not correct that you shouldn't move your face at all. And like, we are made to do mimicry. It's normal. What we are not meant to do is completely like sitting like that all the time. Then this is obviously not correct, and then this will create the problem because we constantly hold it in this position. But if once a day you are arguing with your friend and you've done this, then that's fine. It's not gonna create a big problem. We are all alive. It's fine. Next, I'm just looking up my notes. What is the next myth or truth? Let's see. If you do face yoga, you can actually look older as you burn your face fat. The muscles in the face, they're very small, so the exercises have to be gentle. It's not, you're not building the muscles there. You are exercising the facial muscles to return them into the physiological state of balance, and not to do any muscle building. So obviously, if you overdo facial exercises, you may well burn your face fat and look older than you should have looked. That's possible. And also, there are people who have more who are more on a like very petite and very thin, and they, by genetics, they have smaller muscles, so they have to be very, very cautious with face yoga exercises. And I actually advise those people to do the exercises under guidance of a qualified face yoga instructor in order to achieve great results, but not to damage, not to do damage with. It's very difficult, which is difficult to undo later. Yeah, so this is true. So be cautious and don't overdo. Be gentle. Yes, we need to exercise, but like with anything, it's all about balance. It's not about excess. It's not the more you do, the better it's going to get. Let's look at the next one. So you need to spend ages on exercises to get results. And it feels like waste of your life. Yeah, so you need to spend like half an hour a day, exercise, and then only you will see results. That's not true. You need to understand what you're doing. If you know exactly what you're doing, it's not about the amount of exercises. Actually, you have to do with face yoga, less is more. If you overdo, you can exactly go into the previous one. You can burn the face fat. It's not going to be good for you. So it's about, in a balanced way, but with really understanding what is the cause of this wrinkle. What is that you're trying to do? From my own personal experience, when I was working with different people and clients, I've observed that, and from my own experience, I was trying to do that as well before I qualified as a face yoga teacher. So when you see something, like for example, I have quite profound smile lines. So my intention was like working directly on this area to remove that. And when I started to learn and understand that it's not just that, it's not just working on this area, it's not going to do anything. I need to understand which are the muscles that are involved in formation on of this wrinkle. What is actually happening underneath the skin? Why this wrinkle is forming? And then after that, it's a protocol of about 5 minutes long that everybody can incorporate into their life. And yes, you can say that it feels like a waste of life, it's boring. Well, so many things in life are boring, like brushing your teeth, for example. Doesn't that feel like waste of your life? I mean, I still do that every day, 4 minutes a day, diligently. So, and I hope you do too. So face yoga is the same. Yes, it might not be the biggest fun, but if you know exactly what you're doing, you will be getting great results quickly. It's not going to be a long protocol, but I suggest that you work under guidance of a specialist. Either do a program with somebody, or work personally with a qualified face yoga instructor, because you can't get results by just observing random people on the internet. It's just not possible. And especially nowadays, people are following everybody, and then they're doing one thing with one person, then another thing with another person, and they think like, I don't know, like it doesn't work. Well, it's not going to work, because it's not a systematic approach. In this way, nothing is going to work. Okay, let's look at the next one. The more exercises you do, the better results you get. Not at all. Again, back to the same as the previous one, as the previous point. It's not about doing more. It's about doing the right type of exercises to undo the root cause of the problem. It's always about the root cause of the problem. So if you try and, like, for example, my favorite example is the frontalis muscle. And like you can, if you see the wrinkles here, and then what most people do, they inject the Botox. But the problem is in the occipital area. That's where the muscle is attached. That's where we have to work initially. And then also, obviously, on the frontalis muscle itself, both strengthening and relaxing, and also on the aponeurosis, and also on our posture. It's not just one thing. It's about working systematically with the body, understanding what we're doing. And the protocol can be very, very short. It's not about doing more. Actually, as we discussed in previous points, doing more can be damaging in face yoga. In face yoga, you have to work gently, carefully, and not overdo, but do the right things to address the root cause of the problem, then you will get amazing results. I guarantee that face yoga is just, honestly, it's a miracle. And it's comparative to other modalities, it's so cheap. Like, we are doing a course now and the price is only £129, and it's comparable to one injection of Botox, but you get a lifetime of knowledge and understanding how things are working, what exercises to do, and it actually benefits your entire body, entire face. It contributes to health, your skin. It's fabulous. So I definitely recommend to join programs with people, and people, the teachers who you trust, join the program, get a one-to-one class to understand your problem, the root cause of the problem. When you understand, then yes, you can go and work with. You can maybe look up some exercises online when you understand what you're doing. Yeah, okay, let's go to the next one. I think I got carried away. Let's see. Oh yeah, actually, I got to the point. You can follow an influencer and get great results. Well, I don't want to break this harsh truth, but I don't think so. I don't think so. You may be very lucky, and you may get some results. I think initially, getting introduced to face yoga, it's a great place to start. Like, there are so many resources now, everybody's sharing exercises. Well, again, like, it can be dangerous as well, because there are so many unqualified people sharing those exercises, and they can do more harm than good as well. But there are also really a lot of amazing teachers that I've seen and observed, and I was, I think I'm actually really happy that there are many good teachers, because I think we need to spread the word about how amazing face yoga is and what great results it can achieve naturally, holistically, helping entire body back into balance, rather than fixing one thing and then dealing with the consequences, because you have to you enter the vicious circle of fixed one thing, but also 5 are out of balance now. Like, injected Botox here, this muscle stopped working, you start to accumulate lymph around the eyes, and then you get eye puffiness, and then you think, maybe I need blepharoplasty. Then also you have really dull dry skin here, because there is no blood circulation and nutrition to the skin, so you think now you need to invest into expensive creams. And also your body needs to detox the botulinum, which is a toxin. So you just created a cascade of negative effects by that move, by one choice. That's why I actually want to say that I absolutely support all the teachers out there, but one word of caution is that you really need to look into how qualified they are to do what they're doing, because in order to really properly teach face yoga, you need to understand facial anatomy and physiology really at a good level, I would say, because otherwise you're not actually addressing the root cause of the problem. And back to the myth or truth or myth is that you can get results working with influencer. Well, I would say you can get some results initially. Like, most people have to start somewhere, and that's fine. You would see, like, you do some exercises, you feel, actually, yeah, I can feel the muscles of my face. Something is happening, brilliant. And after you experience that and you have gained some trust, then I definitely recommend that you engage into a ready-made course or program with that one particular teacher. Because what many people do, they start like following many different influencers, and I tell you that many of the influencers that I've seen, they talk about great results, but great results for them. great results are not always, it's not always that you see somebody with great skin and no wrinkles and then you say that that is going to work for you. We are also different. We need to understand our constitution and what works for us. And for that, you can actually do our age-well survey to understand your skin type, and you'd be able to select the right exercises and massages for your particular body build and your skin type. And it's actually really amazing. And yeah, so that I've noticed that many people think like, okay, so that she looks amazing, I want to look the same way. But it's not necessarily. I've seen a lot of teachers who are like this, they're Kapha builds. They really have this beautiful, smooth, plump skin, and they have wrinkles much later in life. They may have first wrinkles well after 40. It doesn't really mean that they can get you good results. Because, for example, for me, I got my first wrinkles very early, like at 18, and I still got really great results with face yoga. So now I basically don't have, almost don't have any forehead wrinkles. You can maybe see some like small shade, but you know, everything is moving on my face. I've never done Botox, even though I wanted to. I wanted to because I had my wrinkles very early. So great example that you can undo those wrinkles. So there are good teachers out there. Stick with one or two. Do a paid instructed course rather than following a lot of free content online, because one is going to be contraindicating each other, another, and try to understand what is the root cause of that problem. If you don't understand the root cause of the problem, then you may be just working and you can keep going and doing more and not really seeing results because you don't know what you're doing. And yeah, it is always like that. Obviously, if you have an opportunity to work privately with somebody, you will get the best results. Second choice is working with a teacher on a structured course. And the last one, if you don't have this option to, you can't spend any additional resources and you don't have money, then obviously something is better than nothing. Try to follow one or two influencers and stick with what they say. Don't follow many at once. Yeah, I think that's it for today. If you have any other myths or any other questions about face yoga, do ask them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer. And thank you so much for listening. Do like the video and follow our channel for more videos like that. And see you in the next episode.